Welcome to Draft Utopia. Chris Ransom, William Yanish here for today's edition of Under the Bleachers. And we're going to break down all of the conference championship games. There are precisely 10 of them, and we're going to save the best for last. I'm going to go in alphabetical order based on times. There's two 7 p.m. games on Friday. We're going to save the team that involves a ranked team for the second game. So the two 7 p.m. games are Kennesaw State, Jackson State, Troy, and James Madison. We're going to save the James Madison game. We'll start with Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. I believe Jacksonville State won the Conference USA last season, William, when they had Clay Webb. I think he's gone, but they're back in this title game. They're playing a Kennesaw State team that has gone from last to the conference championship, just like the Bad News Bears, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely hear that, man, but
I like Jacksonville State to repeat.
Yeah. Who are they against?
Kennesaw State.
Oh, Kennesaw State. Which one's the underdog here? Kennesaw State?
I'm not sure. Let me look up the spread.
I know I was getting an early start on next week's Heisman stuff just a minute ago, looking it up. So I should have been looking this up instead.
That. I respect that. Kennesaw State is 6-3-1 over their past 10 games. The game's on CBS Sports Network, so CBS doesn't even get regular CBS doesn't even get a conference title game. That is BS in my opinion. This game should be on CBS. If regular CBS does not get a conference title game, they should put the game that was supposed to air on CBS Sports Network on CBS instead.
Dude,
because that's just wrong.
They've screwed that over.
CBS dirty like that.
It was when all these apps come out, and they've just screwed that all up to where you have to buy so many different things, and it's like, dude, I'm just used to what do you call it now, where I can pay $5 and watch 24 hours worth. What is that on? It's on one of those apps, but at least then I get a game I can't watch or something like that. But it's still I don't want to say that word.
The point spread is CBS minus 1.5 or 2.5, but some people have Kennesaw State minus 2.5, and CBS's college football experts are split on this game.
I'll take Kennesaw State. I like that.
Yeah. More of their experts have picked Kennesaw State.
Obviously, we don't know much about them.
We're going to disagree on this first game, but yes, the next game features the Troy Trojans and the James Madison Dukes. I love the Dukes in this game. James Madison was my pick to win the Sun Belt over Southern Miss in the preseason. I had Troy finishing second to last in the conference. I think James Madison is going to slaughter Troy. Alonzo Barnett, the third at quarterback. Ego Adeye. They got McMurdy at right tackle. Jacob Thomas. I think this James Madison team is rolling on all cylinders. Give me the James Madison Dukes to win the Sun Belt. This is the only team with more than 2 NFL prospects in the entire Sun Belt. I am not surprised they have routed everyone.
Well,
they have been just as good as advertised in the preseason.
Yeah, and being 11-1 and ranked number 19, I definitely like James Madison. They did at one point. I remember Matt Saluka was supposed to be playing quarterback for him, or that's where he transferred, I think. But no matter what you guys think about Matt Saluka, he was screwed over, man, and. Yeah. He is a great player. He just, didn't get his stuff, and I think he should be playing a quarterback. But that was a complete tangent, considering he's not starting for James Madison. But, I do like James Madison in this game.
Luka is the backup for James Madison, by the way.
Is he? Okay, maybe he will get a chance to play.
He did start the first.
I like that kid, man.
He got benched for But I had starter potential grades on both QBs for this year's NFL draft, but I don't think either's going to get drafted.
Yeah, and well, Saluka got that bad name for something that was, he got lied to, and then everybody was like, oh no, he quit on his team. It was like, no, they were supposed to pay him $100,000 and they ended up giving him like 12 or 13, and that was it, and told him to go shove it, or to take it or leave it. And he told him to go shove it. So I don't blame him one bit. He is a good player. The one knock that I did have on him, he is a great runner, but his footwork is a little bit, I don't know how you want to say it. Sometimes it lags. He drags his feet, and
Yeah.
but other than that, he is a good quarterback, and he was doing very well for UNLV. And I do see him as a starter in the league. But like you said, unless somebody takes a flyer on him late, because I mean he is fast and he is a great runner, and he's got an NFL arm. So, um, but other than that, I mean he'll end up somewhere, and who knows? Maybe it'll just be the what do you call it, minor league there for a couple of years or something, and I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like James Madison.
We'll go to the Mountain West. There are two 8 p.m. games, but the American Championship, I think that's the headline game. That's the game we should end Friday with. And even though it's third on the list for the games, we're going to preview UNLV Boise State first. It's a rematch of last year's championship in Boise. Jaden Thomas looks good. UNLV's QB looked good. I saw him against I was at Utah State in Allegiant Stadium a few weeks ago. The UNLV was playing somebody on FS1. It was a Friday night. I don't remember who they were playing. It may have been Air Force, but I think no, San Diego State, I believe. But UNLV, I like UNLV. Their team's really good. Problem is Boise State just has a little bit more talent. They still have some guys like Cage Casey at left tackle, Matt Lauder at tight end, that can make some things happen. Jaden Virgin Morgan played with Hassamin last year at edge rusher. I think Boise's a little bit more of a complete team. And outside of the hiccup they had where they got routed by South Florida, they've been brilliant this year.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely like Boise State in this one. It's just that simple. We were just talking about UNLV. I mean, Boise State is I think it's just going to be too much for him.
Yeah, I agree. Tulane and North Texas. This is the game that I am very curious to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, especially Mestamaker. I mean, he's showed out for North Texas, and they've being ranked number 24. That's actually I mean good for them. They haven't been up there recently, and coming out and throwing for almost 4,000 yards and 29 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, Messmaker is definitely, maybe he should be in the Heisman talk. I mean,
I agree.
I haven't seen him there,
had
but
a very good season, and this North Texas offense, it is very good.
Yep.
So,
and just like I can't remember her name. Yeah, she had a real high opinion of Messmaker, and
Savannah Humoller, who covered the
Savannah,
Dallas
yes,
Stars and the North Texas Mean Green, yes.
yeah, definitely, and she had nothing but great things to say about Messmaker. Seeing him on the field.
But
and
I
stuff,
think the other X factor for the Mean Green is going to be running back Caleb Hawkins on the ground. He's going to have a big day. I don't know whether I think North Texas head coach is going to Oklahoma State. I think Mestamaker is transferring there too, but I don't know if it's for this game or for the end of the season. I know Caleb Hawkins is still going to be a member of the Mean Green at running back, so this is a very tough game to pick, though, because I think both Tulane and North Texas have two NFL prospects. Tulane's got an NFL left tackle, an NFL edge rusher, but North Texas, I think, has the better playmakers at quarterback and running back. I want to see what Tulane has before I make my pick, because I think this is the toughest Friday night game to pick, William, of all the games. Not only is it the best Friday night game, I think this was the toughest one to pick a win.
Very much. Tulane has definitely had a good program last few years. They've been up there. It's going to be, them versus, the upstart North Texas Mean Green. And it's like you said, very hard to pick. These are two teams that are pretty close to
Yeah,
to
I
to
only had 2 players from Tulane on my radar at the beginning of the year, and Maurice Westmoreland at right end and Derek Graham at left tackle. But 2 more players have emerged for Tulane: Shadir Hurst, the left guard, and Jake Ratzlav, the quarterback. But yes, the quarterback duel between Mestamaker. I hope Drew Mestamaker's playing Mestamaker and Jake Retzlaff, the QB that got kicked out of BYU. That is going to be a very good game.
Yeah, and I mean Jake is leading them in rushing, and I mean, well, pretty much. No, well, besides let's see who else was on there.
I am going to
Receiving
take
yards.
Tulane, but I think North
Yeah,
Texas is going to take this game to overtime.
yeah,
So
and he's got 14 touchdowns on the ground. So
that should tell you how high I am on this game. And Mestamaker could very easily steal this game. So I am going to take Tulane, but I think North Texas has enough offense to push this to overtime. And North Texas is favored. I know a lot
mhm.
of friends of mine. What's the 12 seed you don't want to play? I asked a friend, who's the 12 seed you don't want to play if you're the 5 seed? And they said North Texas unanimously. So I think that says North Texas, they have the best chance to pull off the upset as a 12 seed. That apparently says everything we need to know, William. So, but
Yeah,
I think the toughest game to pick, in my opinion.
yeah, for sure. I will
Honestly,
take North
if
Texas.
Duke won, I would put both of these teams in the playoff, but that's not how it goes, unfortunately. James Madison will get in. The loser of this
Yeah,
game will not get in. But if Troy beat James Madison and Duke won, I would honestly put both of these teams in the playoff. That is how good both these teams are. I know
yeah,
that's not going to happen, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
yeah, and we agree on this one. So, well, besides you're picking Tulane and I'm picking North Texas. So,
It's still going to be a great game regardless. We agree it's the best. We
yeah,
might disagree on the winner, but we agree it's going to be the best game of the Friday night games. That's
yeah. Just for clarity, I suck at picking games.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, I definitely take North Texas.
I don't know why the SWAC championship is being included in the list of Saturday games. I know it starts at 2 p.m. after 2 of the games, but it's Prairie View, A&M, and Jackson State. I'm just going to pick Jackson State, and we're going to get this game out of the way because,
Yeah,
frankly, I don't think it belongs in this group. I mean, the Big 12,
yeah, no,
MAC, SEC, ACC, Big 10 championship games are in. The SWAC has a championship game, but frankly, I think they should either move a game to Saturday or they should add another conference game. Maybe you have an independent. Well, next year they're probably going to have a Pac-12 championship because there's going to be a Pac-12 conference reemerging in 2026. So I
oh,
would
nice.
imagine because right now the Pac-12 only has Oregon State and Washington State, but there's probably going to be
Yeah,
a Pac-12 championship next year. But I like Jackson State. But yeah, we're going to get that out of
yeah.
the way.
I'll take Jackson State too.
Okay, next up, noon, Ford Field, ESPN. ESPN should give the CBS the MAC game out of pity. Say here, this is the game we have. It sucks the most of all the conference championship games. We'll give you this
Yep.
game. It
Right.
sucks that Brad Nessler and who is it? Gary Danielson. They don't get to call a conference championship game. That really sucks that they don't get to call at least one game.
Yeah, for sure. It's yeah. Like I said, I already went off and around about that. So, but yeah, they should have at least got that. But
It is
whatever.
Miami, Ohio versus Western Michigan. I'm
Mm,
looking at both these MAC teams closely. I am leaning Miami, Ohio, but I want to see what both of these teams have before I finalize that. But I am leaning Miami, Ohio.
yeah, yeah. I don't have that information. I'll
I
look it
have that
up.
information. It's just taking a few minutes to load. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Miami has Adam Trick at right end, who we put in our defensive end rankings, but their best players, free safety Eli Blank. All right. So they have 2 players that are NFL prospects on their defense, Miami, Ohio. Western Michigan, what does Western Michigan have? No, I don't.
This is a championship game, man.
Yeah, I had Buffalo winning this at the beginning of the year, and a lot of people had Toledo winning the game in the preseason. So the fact that Miami, Ohio, I'm not surprised they got here, but Western Michigan's a team I am a little bit surprised they got here. Western Michigan has one player that's an NFL prospect, running back Jalen Buckley, has an 85 overall, but I'm going to take Miami, Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the running back and Western Michigan just because, these teams are Miami, Ohio 7-5, Western Michigan's 8-4. That's what I'm saying. This is a championship game, Oh, wow.
And it's at Ford
I'll
Field,
take the one with the NFL.
It's Ford Field, so that's going to give Western Michigan some even more of a home crowd in Kalamazoo.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take the one with the NFL ready running back.
BYU, prospect. Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech. I think they're going to rout BYU once again.
Very much. Texas Tech they can win with whatever quarterback they have playing. Barrett Morton is just my boy. He tossed five touchdowns last weekend or something. But yeah, no. I definitely like Barrett Morton. Let's see. Was it a second or a third round grade? I think it was.
I had a fourth on Morton, but I have two players on Texas Tech's defense in the first round, and we already have a thumbnail of Jacob Rodriguez, who headlines the outside linebacker rankings on Draft Utopia this Saturday.
And he's likely going to be a Heisman finalist too, Jacob Rodriguez.
They've got David Bailey, who's also a top 5 pick on that defense as well. So very good Texas Tech defense.
Yeah, it's just a better team, man.
I mean, right now, if I had to guess what's going to happen in the playoff, I think the team with the best, I think there are two teams that can keep Ohio State from repeating. One of them is Notre Dame. The other is Texas Tech.
That would be interesting to see Texas Tech and Ohio.
Indiana or Alabama or Georgia can beat us in a playoff game this year. But hey, what do I know? Or Alabama.
Well,
we'll see. We'll get to that when we get to that. Speaking of, we both have Texas Tech. Speaking of the SEC, Georgia's playing Alabama. It's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Kirby Smart, he's never beaten Kalen DeBoer. He's never beaten Alabama for that matter. I think he did beat Alabama one year, but it was when Alabama won the SEC championship. They did win the national championship over Bama, but Alabama still did win the SEC championship that year. I like Alabama over Georgia. We both had LSU over Alabama in the preseason for our SEC championships. I'm going to go with Alabama here. I could be wrong, but I think this game is going to be decided by the linebackers. C.J. Allen for Georgia, Deontay Lawson for Alabama. L.T. Overton's pretty good. Tim Keenan. I just think Alabama has more in the trenches. Jam Miller's at running back. I know everyone's saying Alabama struggled to run the ball, but they have a good running back in Jam Miller, so I don't know why people are down. And I don't have a lot of confidence in Gunnar Stockton.
No.
I think Ty Simpson outduels him. I like Bama to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think Gunnar Stockton is an NFL caliber quarterback. I'm not so sure about Ty Simpson either, but I like Alabama.
The question is, if Alabama wins, because I think right now one is going to be the winner of the Big Ten championship. But if Alabama beats Georgia, I think Texas Tech probably moves up to 2, and then the loser of the Big Ten championship is 3rd. And then they because I think right now, if Georgia wins, Texas Tech will be 4th. But if Texas Tech routs BYU, I think they could potentially move up to number 2 so that they don't have Ohio State at 1 and Indiana at 2. Because if the winner of the Big Ten championship doesn't drop in the rankings because Alabama beat Georgia, there's really no incentive to play the game. So
yeah.
That's why I'm saying Texas Tech could be number 2 and I think they should be number 2 if Georgia loses to Alabama. Because if we're going to just leave Indiana at 2 after losing to Ohio State, there's really no point in having the Big Ten championship. It was completely meaningless. So,
right. Yeah. No, the two risers that I had in the preseason, you already mentioned that was LSU
But the
and
big question
Texas
is,
Tech.
will one-loss Oregon or two-loss Alabama be the 4 seed if Alabama won? Because I definitely think I think Oregon probably would be the 4 seed, and then Alabama would be 5, Georgia would be 6, and then you have a cluster F of SEC teams.
Yeah. And well, I was actually just evaluating Kenyon Sadiq, and I mean, he's a good player. He
It is.
really is. And I mean, I couldn't believe his blocking, dude. And people are saying something about, average blocking or that's his weakness. Hell no, that's one of his strengths, man. I mean, dude, like literally will pancake. I mean, take him right down to the ground.
There are people that have him as tight end 1. I don't agree with that, but I
No,
understand your thought process.
he's right up there, but he ain't.
Yeah,
He ain't tight end 1. I
no.
still have
I
a
still
have a
like
few evaluations to
Stowers,
go.
Zoyle, and Claire Moore. Okay, that's what
Exactly.
tape showed me. I don't know why the people.
Actually, that's with what I have right now. It goes Claire, Stowers, Kozoil, and then Sadiq. And I still have to do their finals, but yeah, Sadiq is just right behind him. But that's one of his strengths is his blocking, and I mean, Claire is a ghost. Stowers is just an elite athlete. He really reminds me of Harold Fannin, and Harold Fannon's tearing tearing stuff up as a rookie, man. It's not so much that tight ends, usually take 3 years to show you who they are, and man, Stowers come out of, or I mean, Fannin comes out of a small school, but he is absolutely, I mean, doing it for Cleveland. I watched him play the other day, and he was popping on film versus the Niners. I
Yep.
mean, he did well, but yeah,
ACC championship. Duke plays Virginia in the ACC championship, and I know Duke won the regular season meeting. Joey and we talked about Duke a little bit in depth on the podcast when you were out, but I'm kind of curious to see what happens here.
yeah. You mentioned Duke earlier, and that's definitely something. I mean, they're not ranked, but well, obviously with the 7-5 record, but I mean, their offense isn't bad. I mean, for what it is, and going up against Virginia, though, I mean, they're 10-2. And I don't know that just kind of, it's going to be an interesting game. That's for sure.
Yep.
Who are you picking on that one?
I'm doing a little bit more research on these teams before I make my pick. I know Duke's got Brian Parker at right tackle, and I know Virginia is a team we've mentioned. So I'm kind of curious because I think Duke and Virginia both have talent. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with this, but I will go with Virginia. They lost to Duke earlier. I do not see them losing to Duke twice in a row in a season. And the ACC just needs them to win. Because if Duke wins, there's a chance an ACC team doesn't get in unless they end up screwing Notre Dame over at the end.
Yeah.
So, and Harrison Whaley, they've got a good running back. They've got Noah Josie at left guard. Brady Wilson at center is their best player. And Devin Neal, Antonio Clary, a really good safety tandem. Virginia's always been known for their safeties, but I think this game's going to be one in the trenches. Brady Wilson, the center for Virginia. Brian Parker, the second, the right tackle for Duke. I think those guys are going to have to step up and elevate their offenses on the offensive line in the trenches. Noah Josie, the left guard for Virginia, too.
Yeah. I think, like you said, they lost to Duke once. It's not going to happen again. I think it's just going to be too much for them, Virginia. So
yeah,
we can agree on this one. We won't argue.
yeah. And then the final game, Ohio State, Indiana.
Man, I love me some Ohio State, man. Julian Sand is one of my favorite players. I haven't had a chance to evaluate him so much, but I've seen a lot, and having Max Clare. I mean, that dude is just a ghost, man. Like, he comes out of nowhere. And I mean, he played at Purdue for a couple years, and I mean,
Yeah, Gus
he should have
Johnson,
done a hell
Joel
of a lot
Klatt should
more.
be calling this game. I'm guessing Tim Brando will be calling the UNLV Boise State game because Brando usually gets the Friday night games on Fox, but they
Hmm.
could also put RG3 in the person in the 3 p.m. games on the Friday night game too. That's another thing I didn't consider because I don't know. I know Klatt and Johnson are the Fox's 1A team, but I'm not sure who the definitive 2A is because I know is the definitive Friday night guy on Fox for color commentary, but I know the Saturday 3 p.m. guy on Fox is RG3. So I don't know who they're going to pick to call the Friday night game. They might just pair RG3 with Brando. Honestly, that's what I would do, but I don't know what they're going to do for the Saturday night game, Friday night game. But let's get back to the Saturday night game. Ohio State's just a better team. They just have too many weapons.
Yeah.
As great as Indiana is, Indiana might only lose by 1 score and put up hell of a fight, but I just think the Buckeyes are a better team. And as an
Yeah.
Ohio State fan, there's really only a few teams in this tournament that frighten me. There's really only two: Notre Dame and Texas Tech. And if we beat both those teams, I think we're repeating.
Yeah.
If Indiana beats
And
us, we don't have to play those teams. So,
yeah.
and then it'll set up an Ohio State Indiana rematch, and Ohio State will win the rematch if Indiana wins this game. Just saying, that's probably what will happen.
Yeah. And I definitely like Ohio State as much as um, Kurt Signetti has done with Indiana and what they have done, to get where they are. I mean, is great, but Ohio State just has. I mean, they have too many players, and the players are experienced. They've worked together for a couple years now, and it's Ohio State's just going to be too much, man. They have the better quarterback. No, really knock on Mendoza, but I do like saying better. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I like
But yeah,
Sam better too. He talked about his first game that he went to. It was a Andrew Luck, Matt Barkley game as a kid, and he modeled his game after Sam Darnold. So I do like him better.
yeah, and obviously Darnold has what he's done the last 2 years. I mean, he should be getting paid a hell of a lot more, and that was part of the reason that I drafted JSN so high in
Yeah, I
our
mean,
league.
JSN's been player of the game 4 times at wide receiver on Draftutopia this season, which is the most among wide receivers.
Yeah, and like I said, it was just too much. I think I picked him in the second round, right behind. I picked Drake May first, and
Tony Mario does have the Rams winning the division, but in his power rankings, he did reveal that he has the Seahawks beating the Rams in the wild card game. So he has the Rams winning the regular season meeting, but the Seahawks beating them as a 6 seed and a 6-3 wild card.
yeah, the NFC West
I
is
could see
absolutely
happening because
insane.
Darnold lost to the Rams in last year's playoff with the Vikings. So if the Rams sweep the Seahawks in the regular season and Darnold gets a third crack at the Rams, a second crack at them in the playoffs, I could see Darnold just getting even with the Rams for that reason alone.
Yeah, well,
I
you
don't
know
think
me,
that'll end up
and
happening. I think the Seahawks will end up as the 5 seed and play Tampa, but we'll see. Whoever's the NFC runner-up will probably, and NFC West runner-up will play Tampa, but we'll open that can of worms on Saturday's podcast on Draft Utopia. I just think
yeah,
the
yeah,
Ohio State team's so complete. They got so many good players.
yeah, and obviously their defense too is just. I mean, dude, between Sonny Styles and all of them, man, I mean that dude is. I like him as a safety, you know, and I mean in the NFL he'll make one hell of a nickel linebacker, I mean, so I will say that, like I said, I do like Ohio State. Um, they are just going to be the better team, and in all likelihood, they are going to repeat. But I would love to see somebody come up like Texas Tech and make it there in the playoffs, and that will be a hell of a match. Um, I definitely want to see that. So
Yeah.
anyway, what else we got? Anything?
Yeah, somebody's saying we've got over 1067 episodes of Draft Utopia. That's not true. Oh, Tony did send me his picks this morning. I didn't realize he sent them to me at like 5 a.m. Okay, before he went to work. I didn't see the email. I asked him if he sent me the picks. No, I got them. I just didn't see that.
At least I wasn't the only one that was a little bit late getting the picks in.
No worries. No worries.
Like I said, though, man, in all likelihood, I suck at making picks, man.
There's just a lot of spam in my email box. Like one of these is like a freaking a FIFA. Somebody saying I gotta pay a FIFA fine or some shit. I don't know. I don't even know who these people are. They're just spammers. They're spammers. I don't even know who half these people emailing my Draft Utopia account are, but they're just spammers.
I've got one email, the under the bleachers, and yeah, it doesn't have anything. I don't get any spam in there, and I don't give it out to anyone. Well,
smart. Very smart.
It's on my thing, but you know, I've got, you know, the spam one where when something asks for an email, I just put it in there, you know, the one that gets like freaking 100 some emails a day of BS. And
yeah, that's the thing. Oh, this DocuSign thing. It's like, oh, I try to click the unsubscribe button and it takes you to a 404 page.
Yeah, right.
I'm not. I did stop me, but yeah, it's like
there's no
I think
unsubscribe from
I think
Timo
it's
too.
Hosting the server I have. The emails they send me, there's just a bunch of spam accounts that email you on the hosting server. I don't know what it is. It's not really. I shouldn't worry about it. I probably shouldn't talk about it here either. So yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, man. Yeah. Other than that,
we'll have 2 videos. We'll have the 10 a.m. video. It'll be the top 30 outside linebackers, and then at 11 a.m. we will have all the other content. We'll have some soccer content with the MLS Cup airing at 2:30 on Fox. They really should put a game. They should put a game in as a lead into the MLS Cup. They should put a game on at like 11 a.m. as like a lead into the MLS Cup if Fox was smart. But they're going to have the MLS Cup, and then they're going to have the Big Ten Championship immediately after that. But yeah, we'll have some updates on the College Cup and college soccer, some MLS draft news. We will have all of that and the predictions and the bye weeks, bye week updates for the Giants. There's a lot of brutal things with the Giants, and they are completely legitimate. So we'll discuss that then. But yes, William Yanish, Chris Ransom. Anything else we got to add for Under the Bleachers?
I guess not, man. That's definitely it. Look out for my evaluations coming up.
I have about some college soccer. Yes, I will check that right now. I didn't know I had some college soccer.
I've got something big, new, and shiny coming up with tight ends, but I'm not going to mention exactly who it is right at the moment, or what it is, but it's coming, and yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm trying to find your handle soccer analyst. I'm trying to find your handle on X so that we can talk, because I can talk now after we go live. I'm not going to screen.
Oh, I got you. It's Hollywood or Holly 13 Wood.
I was at someone in the chat room, soccer analyst. Yo, Utopia, can you check the GMs after the live stream about some college soccer? Yeah, I typed your handle and nothing's showing up. So you're going to have to message me, because I'm looking at.
I will.
See, I'm not you, William. I'm talking to the person in the chat room. Sorry about the
bad.
But it's good. If you want to message me, you can. But it's like, yeah. We're gonna sign off though, because this confusion's just. But we'll be back on Saturday at 10 a.m. for outside linebacker rankings, and then all the MLS questions, soccer analyst. I'll have that at 11 a.m. with the MLS Cup and the NFL picks and the NFL bye weeks. So yeah. And then in 2 weeks from now, it will be the MLS Draft Simulator soccer analyst, because I'm giving William and Joey the option of the full 90 pick mock draft where we read everything and bore you to death, or letting people pick players at the simulator. I know William's going to vote for the simulator. I don't know what Joey's going to do. That's where we have a conflict of interest, but we'll figure that out later. All right.
Yeah. And yeah, that's one thing you really need to advertise to this audience, is the fact that you did code that draft simulator, and we're going to be using it. It's all yours.
Yeah, we're going to be
and,
using
it's
one
going to
for
be a
football too.
blast.
We are going to be using one for football as soon as the NFL regular season ends. That's the first thing.
Got to do the WNBA too.
And we might just message the people in the group mock. Okay, who do you want with your first picks? Because like if the Titans owner's picking first overall, if we know David Coding wants Reuben Bain Jr., we're just going to put Reuben Bain at 1 and then message the next person.
That sounds good, man.
The results, the group mock, but we are going to try to get as much user input as possible for the simulator before the group mock in March. But yeah,
that'll be great. Get some engagement. Get everyone involved. So
absolutely.
All righty. But yeah, I guess that's it, guys.
The Clareton Bears, they're a high school football team. They just won the state title. This doesn't mean you're winning the Super Bowl, Caleb. This is not a prophecy. This is not a sign of what is to come, Caleb Williams. All right. That's Under the Bleachers. William Yanish.